Students, today I'm going to talk to you about what are Cornell Notes. So Cornell Notes are a way of taking notes when you're reading and learning about something to help you to better remember what it is you're reading. So there's a couple different steps. The first step is to take a piece of paper. I have a template for you to use online, but if you would like to do it on a piece of paper, that's fine too. And on the right-hand side of the paper, you should paraphrase some important ideas. So paraphrase just means you say it in a shortened way in your own words. These notes can be taken from any source of information. So it can be something, a book you read, a story you read. It could be a nonfiction article or a story. It can be a movie you watch, a lecture you listen to, or a TED Talk, a textbook you're reading, any of your lessons in SmartFox. And you want to make it short. So you can use abbreviations, just like you do when you're texting someone, where you use a shortened word so that you don't write too much. You don't want to spend too much time writing. Okay, so step 2. After you've reviewed your notes, you should record the key vocabulary, facts, people, and places on the left-hand column. After the notes are complete, this is step 3, you should summarize them in the bottom box. And all these steps that I know it seems like a lot, but each time you do a different step, you're solidifying that information in your mind. You're recalling the facts that you just heard to help you to better remember them. And this will help you better prepare for your quizzes, for your tests, and just throughout life, make sure that when you're reading something, you're actually retaining that information, keeping it in your mind and not losing it. So here's an example of what Cornell Notes look like. So you can put your name on there, the date, and then the topic. Let's say you're reading an article about soccer. You would write soccer at the top. Okay, so it looks a little backwards. This first box is step 1, but we want to be over here, or step 2, and we want to start over here at step 1. So here's where you take your notes while you're reading, or while you're listening in class, or watching a video, or whatever it is you're doing. So you're going to want to write down the main points. You're going to do it in bullet form. So these little dots are bullet points, which means you do not need to write in full sentences. This is one place where you don't need to use full sentences or proper capitalization or any of that. You just write down the notes as quickly as you can as you remember them. You can use diagrams or charts if you need to, if they'll help you. And you should abbreviate your words, so shorten them and paraphrase. Say things in shortened versions. Don't write out the full sentence that the teacher said. Just kind of get the gist of it, the main ideas. And you'll want to do it in like an outline, not in paragraphs, and leave space between the topics in case you want to go back in and add things. Okay, so you should write soon after class. You're going to go on to step 2. You're going to kind of summarize all the main ideas, pick out any vocabulary words that you want to make sure you remember, and any questions that you might think will be on the exam. Maybe your teacher said, this is going to be on the exam. You might want to write that down here. You will want to write that down here. And then your third step is to do a brief summary. What's the main thing that you learned? What did you mostly learn about soccer? Did you learn about when soccer was invented? Did you learn any rules of soccer? What did you mainly learn? And put that down right here in a brief summary. You can use full sentences here. And that's it. So now I have for you a blank copy for you to use on your own. And you can use this for your Cornell Notes.